Tonight's game was played on December the 20th, 2024. The game was between Hamilton Southeastern, the Royals, and Fishers, the Tigers, or the Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Fishers Tigers. It was played at the Fishers Event Center, a new facility in Fishers, Indiana that seats around 7,500 people and will be the home of a few professional teams. One is the semi-pro hockey team that, well, I guess they're the league below the NHL. That said, it was the first time I'd been at the facility, and it was very nice. Very different atmosphere for a high school game. Not an old gym like typically we go to these days, but a brand new facility that had all the amenities of a professional franchise. The game started out. It's a kind of a rivalry game between the two Fishers schools, Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers, and it started out with some stuff that they do as a tradition. They call it the MUDSOCK Game, and kind of explained what that was and how I got started, all that stuff. The tip-off saw Fishers jump out to a lead, mostly on the errors that Hamilton Southeastern made. They actually kind of out-rebounded them in the first quarter. It looked, I don't know, I didn't see the official stats, but it seems that that was the case at the time. Fishers was ahead 16-8 at the end of the first quarter, but most of that was on shots they took, the three-pointers they took off of, and layups that they took off of errors, turnovers that Hamilton Southeastern made. The second quarter was more of the same. Hamilton Southeastern had 16 points and 27 for Fishers. There was a nice halftime show. Both bands played out on the court. Didn't get a lot of that footage, but that was kind of interesting. Something I guess they do every year. Then the teams came back out, and Fishers jumped out pretty quickly and blew this out of proportion and pretty much was into the game, competitively anyway, and took a 48-28 lead into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter pretty much was they put in a lot of subs and things like that. That said, the two guards on Fishers are really the ones that people talk about the most. But in this game, their center was more of the guy that was the big scorer and had the most offense. He had probably the best game that I've seen him play, and for sure he was. His name's Baker. His last name's Baker. He was. Of course, to be reckoned with the name for sure. So anyway, the score ended up being 65-49. Of course, Fishers winning, and that was pretty neat. One of the things that the facility had though was some unique lines systems that they've come up with on getting people in and out of lines for concessions. A lot of grab and go stuff. They also have a wide variety of food to eat, and it should be interesting to see whether the hockey team is able to support that. They also have two other sports teams that are going to be playing that. One is an arena football team, and I believe they have some kind of a lacrosse league or something team that's going to play there too. Will be interesting to see, and I hope they play more high school games there. It was a great facility. And as far as the teams themselves, Hamilton Southeastern came into the game with a 3-2 record. They had gotten beat the first 2 games of the year by Pike, 59-63, and Avon, 48-51, which would have led you to believe this would have been a much more competitive game with Fishers. They beat Marion 75-67, Brebeuf 57-42, and Crystal House 48-39. Fishers, on the other hand, came into the game with a win against Ben Davis at 71-36. Indianapolis Tech 91-63. Noblesville 74-40. Mount Vernon 77-46, and Indianapolis Attucks 70-55. So they and there's 4 teams there that are probably really highly thought of this year, and they waxed them. So at this point in the year, they look pretty formidable. Will the next week within the next 2 weeks, I have seen them 3 more times, and 1 time since then. So I'll give you my thoughts on that when those games come up. But that's where we're at today, and hopefully we'll be bringing out some more videos here very soon. Thank you.